Okay, good morning, guys. How are you doing today? Good morning, online. Good morning. Okay, so hope everyone are doing good. So let's jump on. So what did we discuss in our last class? Snapshots. Okay, let's have a quick shootout on the snapshots. So what is a snapshot? Point in time copy of the volume is called the snapshot. Okay, in other words, backup of the volume is called the snapshot. So from where do you create the snapshot? From volumes. From the snapshots, again, what do you create? Volumes again you create. Okay. Snapshots are full backup or incremental backup? Incremental backup. Okay. And snapshots are stored in snapshots are stored in S3. Snapshots are stored in S3. Who's S3? AWS S3. Is it possible to attach the snapshot or use the snapshot or log in the snapshots directly? No. What do you create out of it? Volumes you created. Does the snapshot has any availability zones? No. Snapshot is regional or global. Can you copy the snapshot from one region to other region? Can you share the snapshot from one account to other account? By default, snapshot is private or public? Private. EBS snapshots are created from, EBS volumes are created from EBS snapshot. And instance store volumes are created from a template stored in S3. Okay. And in order to take the snapshot, do we need to stop the EC2 instance? Not required. Okay. And then there are two tiers. What are the two snapshot tiers we have? Standard tier and then archive tier. So which one is default? Standard. So if you are not using the snapshots frequently, can you move it to archive? Yes, you can move it to archive. And how much discount that you get? 75% discount you get. Not exactly 75, but you get good amount of discount. I wrote 75% there. And how much time will it take to restore from the archive? 24 hours to 72 hours. Okay. And then we discuss about recycle bin. So if accidentally someone deleted the snapshots, all snapshots also will come to the recycle bin, or can you select the particular snapshot to come to the recycle bin? Using tags, you can do it. Okay. Okay, good. And then we discuss about the FSR. What is FSR? Fast snapshot restore. So if you want to do it faster and if you want to immediately use it with low latency, you can use the FSR. And by default, these snapshots are encrypted. No, it's not encrypted. So encryptions are related to which service? Encryption keys are stored in which service? KMS, full form. Key Management Service. Okay. And if the source is not encrypted, destination is also encrypted, not encrypted? Not encrypted. If the source is encrypted, destination is encrypted. If the source is not encrypted, and if you want to make it encrypt, what option is that? Copy option, you can take it. Nice. Okay. Okay. And if you want to take the snapshots automatically, which one? Data Lifecycle Manager. So can you create a policy there and take the snapshots automatically at particular schedule? Yes, possible. Okay. Nice. And then we discuss about the cross task. Which one? Cross task. If you want to move the volume from one availability zone to another availability zone, what can you move it directly? No. What do you need to create? Snapshots you need to create. Sir, I have one doubt. Snapshots backups on volumes. Snapshots backups on volumes. Snapshots backups on one. Did I say that? Does the snapshots backup on volumes? Off volumes. Off. Okay. Snapshots backup of volumes. What about Linux? Doesn't matter. We are talking about the volumes, right? The operating system will be inside the volume. It can be Windows or it can be Linux also. Let's say if you launch Linux EC2 instance, a root volume is there. No. What does the root volume contain? Linux. If you're taking the backup of that volume, it's called a snapshot. Doesn't matter. Okay, ma. So this is what we have discussed. Let's move on to the next beautiful topic. Okay. Guys, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. So today's topic is images. What is that? So what do you think about image generally? Image, picture, photo, right? Yesterday also you said the same thing, no? Snapshot meaning. Snapshot also you said photo. Image also you're taking photo, right? So here also there is a question, sir. What is copy option in encrypted to non-encrypted volumes? It should be reverse. If you have non-encrypted volumes and if you want to encrypt it, so how do you do it? Using what option? Copy option. Sir, what is that copy option? That one I'll show you in the lab. How can I show it now? Right? I cannot show it, right? So just hold on it. When we go to the labs, then I'll remind you, hey, this is the copy option. Then you will get to know. Okay, so images. Priyanka, I'm there, no? Okay, so images. Let me give you a real-time scenario and then talk about it so that it will inject in your brains directly. Let's say, for example, I have, what is his name? Nikhil. So I have Nikhil in my team. Even though he's an experienced guy, just assume that you're working under me. Okay. So now, you're too experienced guy. Come on, I'll take some fresher. That guy. Hanumant. Okay. I'll take Hanumant. Fresher, no? And then I can use it like anything, right? Because experienced people can leverage freshers like anything. Okay. So let's say, for example, Hanumant and we are working in the same team. I'm the manager. So I said, hey, Hanumant, come here. So Hanumant came. He said, yes, sir. And today, 10 people are joining in our project. How many people? 10 people are joining in our project. So please keep their laptops ready. Configure it and ready. Make it ready. So I have given him 10 brand new laptops or desktops. You can take this CPU, no? You know CPU. So what he need to do? All 10 machines, he need to put it on the table. Yes or no? And what he need to install? First, operating system we need to install. Yes or no? So in our company, we used to have CDs, right? So he put the CD here and install the operating system. And how much time will it take to install the operating system? Remember those days? It will take minimum 3 hours. Okay, he took 3 hours, again 3 hours, here. Not only operating system, as these people are in the project, they might be having some tools, no? So he need to separately again install some tools or tools here in each and every machine. Nana, how much time will it take for this? It'll take a lot of time or not? A lot of time. So that is the work that I have given. So this is the desktop engineer or support engineer people will do this. So what he did, he did over the entire night he worked, right? Entire night he stayed in the office and he completed the work. And early morning, meaning managers will come at 10 o'clock, early morning, right? So early morning I came at 10 o'clock and I say that, Hanumant, what happened? Completed job. But Hanumant, what he did was entire night he was awake and was doing the work and he didn't go to the home also. And he said, yes, sir, it's completed. Oh, good job, Hanuman. Good job. I'll remember in appraisal. Huh? So, you know what is appraisal? You don't know what is appraisal? Huh? Increments. Huh? So, appraisal meaning after you, for entire year, you work, right? So, at end of the year, what we do is you will have an appraisal with manager. So the first default word that manager will say in the appraisal is, so he will evaluate what you have done for the entire year. So let's say Hanumant came to me. So I set an appraisal. I said, I'll ask Hanumant what you did last year. He said, sir, I did that, this, that. He'll try to convince me. Then simply I'll say, you have not done anything. That is the nature of manager that always say that even though he did it, so we say that you have not done anything. Something extraordinary happens, then we'll try to, okay, that's completely a separate part. Okay, so what he did was he spent the entire night and then he completed the work. Then I came in the early morning, I said that, hey, good job, Hanumant. Yes, sir. Okay, sir, thank you. Hey, Hanumant, come here, one second, come here. 20 people are coming tomorrow. How many people are coming? 20 people are coming. He don't say anything, but inside, right? 20 people are coming, right? That means for, so basically for 10 people itself, he took the entire night and now 20 people are coming. So that meaning 2 more days. So is it a manual process and difficult process or not? So instead of now, see here carefully, instead of installing each and everything on every machine, what I do is I'll concentrate only on one machine. I'll install operating system here. Operating system will be there. And then I'll install all the tools and applications here. Then I'll take the copy of this operating system. I'll take the copy of this operating system. What is that copy of the operating system called? Image. With this image, in one shot, how many ever machines I want, I can go and set up it. With an image, so all the laptops, 20 laptops will be connected to the image, and then you set enter on all 20 laptops. All 20 laptops at the same time within 1 hour, it will get installed. So the copy of the operating system, Nana, if you install any tools, application, where does it go and sit? In the operating system only, no? Where is your operating? C drive, no? Root volume only, no? So the copy of your the copy of the operating system is called what? Image. The copy of the operating is called image. So now you are installing the operating system, but in AWS, is it good that you install operating system? Readily images are available in AWS. Ready-made images are available. So what you need to do, how many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7 steps. So one of the steps is to select the image. What type of images that we have from AWS? Windows, Linux. Mac OS is there, we don't use it. What are the 2 major operating systems that we use? Windows and Linux. Out of this, which is the most popular operating system that we use in the real time? Linux. So that's what. So I don't know. This was somewhere. Some people came and asked, sir, we're not able to understand Linux. So do we need to learn really Linux or not? But I'm saying, yes, it is required to learn Linux. Because which one is cheaper, Nana? Windows or Linux? Why? Free. That we know. Free. Because there is no license. Windows has license based, right? Linux is open source. So it's free. Every company, what they do is they see on the cost optimization. How much? Let's imagine you have 1,000 machines, Windows machines. You might be paying some 10 lakhs. But if you go for Linux machine, it's free completely. So company will not invest on that. For that reason, they will force to go on the Linux machines. So just in case you have joined some company, just in case you join some company and their applications might be working on Linux. What will you do in that case? Correct. So I'm saying, please learn Linux. You don't need to go deeper. Few commands are fine. CPLS, that is, commands are fine. How to manage it. Okay. So do you understand what is image? What is an image? Copy of the operating system is called image. What is that again? Copy of the operating system is called the image. Copy of the OS is called image. Copy of the OS is called the image. This image in AWS, we call it as so this image in AWS, we call it as AMI. Which one? What is that? So many people will say that AMI. In Telugu, AMI meaning what? Which girl? AMI. Huh? It's not AMI. And some people also say Amy. I heard. Some people say Ammi. Right? So don't call it as Amy, Ammi, AMI and all. Give a milliseconds gap. AMI. What is the full form of AMI? Amazon Machine Image. What is that? Amazon Machine Image. So Prashant and Lakshmana Avesham, right? You know, Amazon Management Image. No, it is not that. So Amazon Machine Image. This is a certification question. AMI, Amazon Machine Image. Okay. So what is a snapshot? Or copy of the volume is called the snapshot. So now let's take, I'm taking one real-time example here. Let's take, this is the EC2 instance. This is the EC2. And inside this has volumes or not? It has a volume. It can be a root volume or it can be an additional volume also. Okay, now we have this. What does the root volume contain? OS. What does this contain? Data. And what volume is this? Root volume. And this one? Additional volume. Okay. Now, I'm not talking about the backup of individual volume. I'm not talking about individual volume. I'm talking about the whole EC2 instance backup. What is that whole EC2 instance backup called? AMI. What is the whole EC2 instance backup called? AMI. What's the full form of AMI? Amazon Machine Image. So the backup of the whole EC2 instance is called a AMI. So when you take the backup of the whole EC2 instance, nothing but AMI, does the AMI, how many volumes are there here? 2 volumes. And that AMI also contain how many volumes? 2 volumes. So volumes concept is, snapshot concept is individual volume backup. But if you want to take the whole EC2 instance backup, then that is called the AMI. The EC2 instance can also contain only one volume, root volume, and also contain additional volume. It can contain only 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. It's up to you. And if you take the whole backup of the EC2 instance, what is that called? AMI. That AMI includes volumes also? Certification question. So the AMI also include volumes. So I write it here. So AMI meaning copy of the entire EC2 instance. Does it include volumes? Includes volumes also. Can I say template of the operating system is called also AMI? Yes. Or is that template of the operating system? Template of the OS is called AMI. Okay, so do you all agree that AWS, we know that there are 7 steps to launch an EC2 instance. How many? 7 steps. So one of the steps is need to select the AMI. Yes or no? When you're launching the virtual machine, when you're launching the EC2 instance, you need to have operating system or not? Is it good that you install operating system? No. Operating systems are predefined, readily available. What is that called? AMIs. Or you can call it as image. So does AWS is providing predefined images? AWS is providing predefined image. When you're launching the EC2 instance, it'll say, if you click on launch instance, it'll ask, Babu, select the AMI. Select the AMI. So all the AMIs will be listed. That is managed by whom? AWS. What are the AMIs that you'll get? Windows AMIs, Linux AMIs. What are the 2 operating systems? Windows, Linux. So it supports Mac OS also, but do we use Mac OS? No. So mostly Windows and Linux. And I told you this in our volume section. Operating systems are basically 2 types: client side operating system, server side. Which one does EC2 provide for us? Client or server? Server side. So OS, it provides Windows or it provides Linux. Sir, copy of OS is called image. Isn't that same thing as snapshot? Copy of OS is called image. And what is snapshot? Copy of the volume is called snapshot. Okay, good question. If I interpret your question, I got one certification question on it. See, I have this EC2 instance. And what volume is this? What does it contain? Okay, na? You take the backup of this. What is that called? Okay, na? What does this snapshot contain? Can we create AMI from this? Answer is yes. Twisted question, right? What is that? Twisted question. So in certification, they will ask like this. So is it possible to create an image from the snapshot? Provided that snapshot contain OS. If you have additional volume, you take a snapshot out of it. Can you create an image out of it? Answer is no, because it doesn't contain operating system. Okay, na? Who is that? Drupal. Drupal is content management system. I know. Okay. My ears are very powerful, no? Yeah. Okay. So Windows, Linux. Which type of operating system that AWS provides? Windows and Linux. So in Windows, we have something called like this. Windows Server 2020, 2020 versions, 21, 2022, like this we have. On Linux, Red Hat, CentOS, Ubuntu, SUSE, etc. There are so many like this. Remember, when you're launching the EC2 instance, you need to select one of the AMI or not. You need to select the image. So I'm putting a rule in our class that whenever, so mostly we'll go and launch Linux machines only because you will learn Linux. So when you're launching the Linux instance, will you launch CentOS, Red Hat, Ubuntu, SUSE, or Amazon proprietary Amazon Linux? Which one do you launch? Will you launch each and individual will launch your own stuff? No. Entire class, let's follow only one rule. Which type of operating system that we use is Red Hat. Which one? Red Hat is the most commonly used operating system in the real time. For that reason, let's habituate with that operating system. Which one, Nana? Red Hat. So when you're launching the EC2 instance, which is the AMI that we select all the time? Red Hat. Which one? Red Hat. Understood? For Windows, you can do Windows 2022 latest one, you can select, no issues. But Linux, it is Red Hat. You can select Ubuntu also. You can select SUSE or something else also. But everyone should be in the same page. Okay, so that once from one person he'll say, sir, this is not working, that is not working. Instead of that, let's have everything in our CentOS only. I mean Red Hat only, and then we'll do the practicals on it. Okay, good. Okay, now question here is AWS will give plain OS, that is image, and also AWS will give OS plus few applications also inside it. Yes or no? Possible. So let's say, for example, Linux operating system is there, Red Hat. That is plain OS. AWS will give the plain OS. There will be one more image, Red Hat with Tomcat. Possible? Yeah. So AWS will give plain OS also, or AWS will give you OS with some applications also. It doesn't matter for us. It's a template, it's a copy. So it contains a plain OS also, or it contains with the applications also. Okay, now is it clear? Getting it? Okay, now let's say, for example, can I say this? AMI contains OS or OS plus applications. Agree? Okay. So let me take one real-time scenario. Okay. Assume AWS has a AMI. Who has? I'm using AWS AMI. Which AMI? Linux AMI. Does AWS has predefined AMIs like this? AWS has AMI. Which AMI? Linux AMI. From this AMI, what do we create? From AMI, what do we launch? EC2 instance. Yes or no? From image, what do we create? EC2 instance. From EC2 instance, again, what do we create? Image. You're getting it? You have EC2 instance. From the EC2 instance, what do you create? Image. From the image, again, what do you create? EC2 instance. Similarly, like a snapshot, you have snapshot. From snapshot, what do you create? Volume. From volume, again, what do you create? Snapshot. So you have EC2 instance. If you want to take the backup of the whole EC2 instance, what do you create? Image. And you have the images ready. And what do you do with this image? Can you go and launch EC2 instance again? Yeah. What is image? Template of the operating system. From this, you can launch how many EC2 instances that you want to launch, you can launch it. So assume that here I have AWS AMI, which is Linux. From here, can I go and launch EC2 instance? Something. Yes or no? Sound. No sound, no energy. Right? Okay. So I will go and launch a EC2 instance. Okay. So this is Linux EC2 instance. Yes or no? This is Linux operating system. EC2. No, AWS is providing a Linux image. From this, can I go and launch an EC2 instance? Yeah. And then can I log into the Linux EC2 instance and then install Tomcat inside it? That is the machine I can go and launch. I can do it. Okay. Now I have the EC2 instance, Linux EC2 instance with Tomcat install. From this EC2 instance, again, can I create what? Image. Fantastic. What do I create again? Image. So here, can I call it as again? Can I create AMI? Yes. What AMI is this? Linux or Windows? Linux. And this image also contains Tomcat or not? Yes, it contains Tomcat. And who is created? It's created by AWS or created by customer? Who is created this? We created, no, we created it. So that's why this is called custom AMI. What is this called? Custom AMI meaning created by customer. AWS is also providing predefined AMIs. And can we create our own AMIs also? Launch one EC2 instance, andar jao, install whatever you want, create an image. That is called what AMI? Custom AMI. Custom AMI meaning created by customer. Got this? So here, created by customer. I'm repeating, don't worry, Divya. See, guys, please, I'm repeating. See here. That's why online people, you say yes, no. So if I say, oh, you have to be interactive. Huh? So does AWS is providing predefined AMIs? Yes or no? Yes. So can we go and launch an EC2 instance from that AMI? Yes. So AWS has predefined AMI. Let's assume I have a AWS has a Linux AMI. From that Linux AMI, can I go and launch an EC2 instance? Yes, I have launched an EC2 instance. Once you launch an EC2 instance, can you log into this EC2 instance and install whatever the applications that you want? Yes. What is the application that I have installed? Tomcat. Good. Now EC2 instance ready with the Tomcat. Now I want to take the backup of this EC2 instance. What is the backup of the EC2 instance called? Image. From here, can I create an image out of it? Yes. It's a clone. It's a copy of this. And this image contain what? Because the EC2 instance has a Tomcat, and if you create out of it, this image also contain Tomcat. And this is created by whom? As customer. That is called custom AMI. And from this AMI, again, can you launch EC2 instance? Yes. And if you launch an EC2, what does it contain? What application it contain? Tomcat here. Is it clear? Yes, correct. So nice. So next here, write down copy of the image includes all configurations that we did on original instance. So you have EC2 instance. From this EC2 instance, what do you create, Nana? Image you create. What is this image called in AWS? AMI. From this image, again, what you launch? EC2 instance. Very good. And I have one AMI. With this one AMI, can I launch multiple EC2 instances? With one AMI can be used multiple times to launch multiple EC2 instances. Can I say AMIs are reusable? AMIs are reusable. Does the AMI has any availability zones? AMI is just a backup, no? A backup has any availability zones? No. AMI has any availability zones? Answer is no. AMI doesn't have any availability zones. Now, can you log in or use the image directly? No. What do you need to create out of it? EC2 instance. Very good. You cannot directly use AMI to log in. Instead, what you need to do? Launch EC2 instance from the image and then log in to the EC2 instance. By default, images are public or private? Yes, by default, AMIs are private. If required, make it public. AMIs are global or regional? Yes, AMIs are regional. AMIs can be copied from one region to other region? Yes, AMIs can be copied from one region to another region in same account. AMIs can be shared from one account to other account? Yes, possible. AMIs can be shared from one AWS account to another AWS account. Okay. Is this clear till here, everyone? Online? AMIs are stored in? AMIs are stored in? Who's S3? AWS. Don't worry. Okay, see here. Now, let's take one example. I have one software. Can you tell me one software? Let's say Boom software. Boom software is there, which is very difficult to install. So I am the head of CEO of Boom company. Okay. So now what I do is, this Boom software will be used by everyone, most of the people, but setting up configuration is very difficult. So what, let's say for example, here we have Hanumant. So what Hanumant did was, he launched one EC2 instance and he downloaded Boom software, installed, configure, secure, maintain. It'll take a lot of time or not. So what I do is, as a head of company, Boom company, I'll create an AMI which has Boom software already installed. I'll create a AMI readily available as a template. So what Hanmant will do is, instead of he doing everything by himself, can he use this AMI? From this AMI, can he launch an EC2 instance? And Boom software is already there. But you need to pay for me. Yes or no? Can I give it for free? So these kind of images are publicly available in one place. That place is called marketplace. What place? So if I ask a question, where are the public images are available? Marketplace. Which place? Go to marketplace, not only Boom, any kind of software that you want to install, you don't want to install, you want to just use it directly. There will be AMIs already available in marketplace. Select whichever the AMI you want, you pay for it and use it in your company. Which place is that? Marketplace. So all public images are available in marketplace. All public images are located at AWS marketplace. Now, image contain what? Image contain OS. OS is sitting on which volume? Root volume. Root volume is what type of volume? EBS volume. Yes or no? And the root volume can also be ISV volume? Yes, possible. But which one do you recommend to use? EBS only. EBS volume. And we have ISV volume. So here, the question, the certification question is, images are backed by either EBS volume or instance store volume. So which one you should be using it? EBS. Okay, now. Now, if you customize the application on OS and you take the image, what is that image called? Should I put one more time? So what I'm asking is, I have launched one EC2 instance. I have launched one EC2. I logged in it, install application, everything, and I create an image out of it. What is that image called? You didn't listen the question. That's okay. Good. So which AMI is that? Custom AMI. So custom AMIs are created manually or not? Yes. So I'll write it here. There was question went up. Sir, for using public images, is it like buying apps from Play Store? Correct. Yes. So if you customize the application on OS and then take the image. And what is that image called? Custom AMI. And this custom AMI. So this is manually you need to create it. Now, if you want to create this AMI automatically, if you want to create the AMIs automatically, can be created. And those images are called golden AMIs. What images? What AMIs? Golden AMIs. So manually created AMIs are called custom AMI. And if you are creating it automatically, what are those AMIs called? Golden AMIs. So in certification, they'll ask this golden. So don't get confused like gold or silver or which one. Gold AMI, golden AMI. So golden AMIs meaning these AMIs are created automatically with a feature called EC2 image builder. What is that? EC2 image builder. EC2 image builder is one feature is there. Using that feature, you can create the images automatically. And what is that image AMI called? Golden AMI. And golden AMI is created from which feature? EC2 image builder. EC2 image builder is a feature where you give all configuration to him and then schedule it. Automatically, these images will be created. And what is this AMIs called? Golden AMIs. And manually, if you're creating that AMIs are called custom AMI, automatically creating golden AMI. Okay. So creating images can be automated using EC2 image builder. This is advanced topic, but I'm just giving you for information. Golden AMI. Gold color will put. Huh? Okay, now. So I'm giving one scenario for you. See, you have one EC2 instance with 2 volumes inside it. What are the 2 volumes it has? Root additional. Now, from this EC2 instance, I am taking an image. What did I took? Image. I took AMI. AMI. So how many volumes this AMI contains? Very good, 2 volumes. So while it creating an image, this is certification question. While it creating an image, while it's creating an image, how many volumes are there? 2 volumes. While creating this image, automatically, how many volumes are there? Those many snapshots will also get created automatically. How many volumes are there? How many snapshots will get created? 2, each for 1. Root volume, it will create 1 snapshot. Additional volume, it will create another snapshot. So that is a process that whenever you create an image, how many volumes are there? Those many snapshots will be created. How many snapshots will be created here? 2 snapshots. That is a certification question. I'll write, don't worry. Whenever you are creating an image, snapshots will also get created based on how many volumes you have in the EC2 instance. Do I need to stop the EC2 instance in order to take the image? Not required. No need to stop the EC2 instance to create a image. But let's say, for example, if someone is logged in and doing some work, can you take the backup of the entire image, the entire EC2 instance? You can take it, but it's recommended. It is recommended to stop the EC2 instance and take it. But is it possible to stop every time in the production environment? No. For that reason, you can directly take the image. No issues. But a recommendation is, if possible, stop the EC2 instance. Is it clear on the image topic? Same thing. Snapshot copy of the OS is called a snapshot. Copy of the volume is called a snapshot. That is one line there. Image, copy of the EC2 instance or copy of the OS is called a image. That's it. But see how many we learned, right? These are all very important. So if you take one topic, nothing should be missed. Clear cut. If you take biryani, will you leave biryani? No. Clear cut, you will finish it. No. Similarly like this. If you take one topic, clear cut, you need to finish the topic. You don't need to look back again. Okay, that's how we should go. Is it clear on the images topic? Which one? That's what. Images, what does the image contain? OS. So in the EC2 instance, where does the OS is sitting? Root volume. These volumes are classified into 2 types. What are those? Classified into 2 types on top. EBase volume and instance store volume. Correct? This root volume can be EBase volume also. This root volume can be instance store volume also. But which one is recommended? EBase. That's why I said images are backed by either EBase volume or instance store volume. Nice. Okay. Sir, at time install OS and app in AWS. What does that mean? at a time install OS and app in AWS. At a time, can we install OS and application in AWS? OS, you cannot be installed. Is it possible to install the OS separately? No, images will be there. You select that image, whichever the image. So many images will be there. So many different types of operating system will be there. You select the operating system and application you need to install. Does AWS will give the application? No. But sometimes AWS will also give the application in that image. Let's say Microsoft Windows Server 2022 with SQL Server installed. Image will be there. If you select that image, do you need to install SQL Server inside it? No need. It's already there inside it. So applications will also be there, but those are charged. Okay. So is it possible to create volumes from the snapshot created by AMI? Of course, yes. Sir, what is the point of creating image in ISV? The data you lost? Yes, not required. Drupal, not required. I'm saying those are all temporary. So next concept here is called, what is that? Key pair. What is that? What is key value pair? Tags. But this is not tags. This is what? Key pair, not key value pair. It is key pair. There's a lot of difference between key value pair and then key pair. What is this concept? Louder. Key pair. Let's talk about this key pair. So for example, let me take one real-time scenario. This is the EC2 instance. Okay. Listen this carefully. Okay. So this is the EC2 instance, and this EC2 instance can be Windows or Linux. Now, in order to log into any server, let's say, or in order to log into EC2, what are the things that we need? Very good. IP address, username. Yes or no? These three are important, right? If you want to log into the EC2 instance, what are the things that you need? IP address, username, passwords, obviously. Host name is, what is host name? Starting topics. Name of the server is called the host name. Remember, name of the server is called the host name. So we have an IP address. Who will give this IP address? IP address will be provided by AWS. Who will provide the IP address? So when you launch an EC2 instance, automatically IP address will be there. When you launch an EC2 instance, automatically IP address will be there. So in coming days, we'll see about different types of IP address. We'll learn all this. For now, assume. So when you launch an EC2 instance, automatically IP address will be assigned. Okay. Who will give this IP address? AWS will provide the IP address. Good. And username. What is it, Nana? If you're going for Windows EC2 instance, the default username is administrator. What is that? Very important. What is the default username for Windows? Louder. And password, IP address will be provided by AWS. Username, we know the default username is administrator. We need to have password also, no? Who will give the password? Key pair will give the password. Who will give the password? So key pair is used to retrieve the password of the EC2 instance. Key pair is used to retrieve the password of the EC2. Key pair is like key. If you want to open the lock, you need to have the key, no? So if you put the key, then it will be unlocked. So it's similarly here, key pair is nothing but it's used to retrieve the password of the EC2. Don't worry, I'll talk more about it. So for now, password, how will we get? You will get it through. You will get it through key pair. Okay. This is for Windows. We need to talk about Linux also, no? Okay. So for Linux, the default username is EC2 minus user. Say that. Very important. Whenever you launch an EC2 instance, if you want to log in, what is the username that you should provide? EC2 minus user. What is Windows? Administrator. Linux, EC2 minus user. Password, same thing. You will get it through the key pair. Okay. Is it clear? Getting it? Okay. So little bit. So can we say first and foremost, key pair is used to retrieve the password of the EC2 instance? Agree? Okay. Now, how many steps are there to launch EC2 instance? 7 steps. So when you're launching the EC2 instance, it will ask, Babu, give me the key pair. Give me the key pair. Then you will get confused. I don't have any key pair. No. Do we have any key pairs with us? No. So when you're launching the EC2 instance, must and should you need to attach a key pair to the EC2 instance. When you're launching the EC2 instance, you need to give the key pair to the EC2 instance. But do we have the key pairs? Do we have any default key pairs? No. We need to create a key pair. Who need to create? We need to create a key pair. You're getting it? We need to create a key pair. So once we create a key pair, then when you're launching the EC2 instance class, Babu, give me the key pair. You already created key pair, no? Select that and then launch EC2 instance. So you are attaching one key pair to the EC2 instance. So the key pair, when you create it, it will ask to download that key pair. It is asked to download it. The key pair extension is .pem. What's that? .pem. P-E-M. Pem. So .pem. What is the extension of the key pair? Or you can call it as pem file. What call? You can call it as key pair also, or you can call it as pem file also. So you need to create the key pair and you need to download that key pair. Keep it very safe in your laptop, that key pair. So now you have launched the EC2 instance. You're launching the EC2 instance. It was, Babu, give the key pair. Let's say, for example, I created a key pair called a 9 a.m. batch key pair. 9 a.m. batch. So I create a key pair, 9 a.m. batch .pem file. I'll download or not? I'll download and keep it in my laptop. Okay. Now, when you're launching the EC2 instance, it'll ask, Babu, select the key pair. Then I select which key pair? 9 a.m. batch key pair. I select, I launch the EC2 instance. Then if you want to retrieve the password, there is an option in actions, there will option get password. If you select it, it'll ask, Babu, give me the PEM file. Upload the PEM file that you have. Upload the PEM file. Do you have the PEM file with you? Yes. Upload that PEM file. Then what it do, it will validate by itself in AWS and it'll give the password on the screen. You're getting it? You got this point? Again, I'm repeating. So you tell me here, do we have a default key pair with us? Yes or no? No. So who need to create the key pair? We need to create the key pair. What is the extension of the key pair? .pem. Once you create a key pair, we need to download it or not? It will get automatically downloaded, right? So we have the PEM file. So when you're launching the EC2 instance, is it mandatory to attach the PEM file or not? Yes, it is mandatory to attach the PEM file. Once you launch the EC2 instance, and if you want to retrieve the password, what is the thing that you need to provide to AWS? PEM file. So it will ask get password, it will ask browse, and you browse it, and PEM file that you have in a laptop, upload it, and then it will do the, yes, and then it will give the password. Remember, our PEM file is called private key. Our PEM file is, who has public key? AWS has a public. But do we see that? Who has AWS? Who has a public key? AWS. Who has a private key? Us. And what is that private key called? PEM file. You got this point? You're getting it? Let me write slowly. We'll talk about it more. Huh? So key pair is used to retrieve the password of the EC2 instance. I'll write, Priyanka, 1 second. Key pair is used to retrieve the password of the EC2. Do we have a default key pair, Nana? Yes or no? We don't have any key pair by default. We have to create it. We have to create a key pair. Key pair is also called as PEM file. What file? Key pair extension extension is dot PEM. So whenever we launch the EC2 instance, the console will ask you to create and attach a key pair to the EC2 instance. Okay, you tell me, whenever you're creating a new EC2 instance, every time will you create a new PEM files? Not required. So one PEM file can be attached to multiple EC2 instances at the same time? Yes. And using that PEM file, you can unlock or get the password. And can we say key pair is the combination of public key and private key? What is the private key here? PEM file is our private key. Who has the private key? We have the private key. Who has the public key? AWS has a public key. Okay. So whenever we launch the EC2 instance, the console will ask you, if you don't have key pair, it will ask you to create. If you have key pair, it will ask to select the key pair. Yes or no? Now, can you create multiple key pairs also? Yes. You can create multiple key pairs. Okay, let me give one real-time scenario. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many EC2 instances are there? Why only 4? No space. Okay. See guys, I have the EC2 instance, and the first EC2 instance is used by DevOps people, second also used by DevOps, and this one used by developers, and this one is okay. You're done writing? Okay. See here. How many EC2 instances are there? How many DevOps users are there? How many developers? Based on this requirement, you tell me how many key pairs I need to create. 1 or 2? 1 or 2 or 3? 4? If you have 100 key pairs, 1 or 2? How many of you 1? Rest are all 2? How many are don't know? Okay, see, logic, right? Our class, our course is depend upon the logic only, right? So every time I use about the logics. You tell me here, as I'm just putting only 4 missions here because as I don't have space. I imagine you have so many. Now, these 2 are DevOps EC2 instances. These 2 are developers EC2 instances. If you create for all only 1 key pair, you're giving lock to all the teams. You're giving key to all the teams. Anyone can unlock any missions. Yes or no? Is it good DevOps user to unlock developers EC2 instance? Is it good to use developers go and unlock DevOps? So is it good to create only 1 key pair or 2 key pairs? That is the answer. Logic. Right? So 2 key pairs. So because based on the requirement, you create it. And just in case, remember, if you create 1 key, let's imagine you have 100 EC2 instances. How many? Imagine you have only 1 key pair. Imagine you have only 1 key pair. And Pusuk, you lost that key pair. You can say, sir, we can retrieve from AWS. No. Once key pair is created, Can you retrieve it back? Just imagine if you have 100 and Puzuk, you lost the key pair. Can you retrieve the password? 100 machines, macha. Oh, yeah, macha. 100 machines. And you have only one key pair. And the key pair is lost. Is it possible to retrieve the password now? No, you lost the key. Can you ask AWS? AWS, can you give me the key back again? AWS will not say, you created key. I have only a public key. I told you to take care of your private key. But if you lost your private key, what should I do? You have your home, you have lock, and you have key. And you lost your key. What will you do? Lock will say something? No. So here also, that's the reason why once your PEM file is lost, it is lost. So be careful with the PEM files. It's very dangerous in real time. So for that reason, do not have only one key pair. So based on the teams, you create different key pairs and keep this key pairs in multiple locations. If you can you copy paste the key PEM file? Yes. Can you have a duplicate key also? Keep the duplicate keys very safe in some place where you don't lose the key pairs. So in this requirement, how many PEM files you create? 2. One is, we call it as devops.pem file. Another one is developer.pem file. Question for you. One key pair can be attached to multiple EC2 instances at the same time? Yes, you can attach like this. See? So devops.pem file I have attached to these 2 EC2 instances. And can I retrieve the password using devops.pem file? Yeah. Because while launching this DevOps EC2 instance, I have attached which PEM file? DevOps.pem file. To retrieve the password, which is the PEM file that I should give? DevOps.pem file. Okay, if I give this PEM file here, can I retrieve the password? Answer is no. He'll say, oh, choose ko badla. Right? So he'll say, please verify and upload the right PEM file or right key. Can you open your lock with different key? Neighbor's key. Okay, na? Okay. Another question. See here. Now I have retrieved the password of the first EC2 instance, and the password is like this. It gives the random nasty Bootu password he'll give. Okay. Tell me here. Question. Every EC2 instance will have the same password or different password? Every EC2 instance will have the same password or different password? Some people saying same, some people saying different. Okay, let me put the question based. How do you think? Okay, see, you have your own laptops. Huh? Consider all your laptops are different EC2 instances. You tell me now, all your laptops have the same password or different password? Abba, now you can say. Now I'm saying here, you have different EC2 instances. Do you have the same password or different password? Logic, no. For you, it is different logic. For the AWS, different logic. No, right? Okay, I'll ask the same question. Another question related like this. Okay, so the answer is different password. Okay. I have one EC2 instance. And every time I retrieve the password, will I get the same password or different password? You'll say, okay, let me put your question in your way. You have your own laptop. Every time you log into your laptop with the same password or different password? Then here different, huh? Come on, Macha. What is this, Macha? Right? So here in EC2 instance, whenever you retrieve the password, you will get the same password. Right? And every individual EC2 instance will have same password or different password? Different password. And whenever you retrieve the password from the same machine again and again, you will get the same password. Understood? That's the concept. So, okay. One key pair can be attached to multiple EC2 instances? Yes, right. One key pair can be attached to multiple EC2 instances at the same time. Now, one EC2 instance can have how many key pairs attached? Only one. Very good. EC2 instance can have only one key pair attached at any point. Every EC2 instance will have different password or same password? Different. For every EC2 instance, the password is unique or different. Once the PEM file is attached, can you change it? Answer is no. Once the PEM file is attached to the EC2 instance, right? You cannot change it. So you need to keep the PEM file very safe and secure. Yes, keep the PEM file in safe and secure. Every time you retrieve the password using PEM file for the same EC2 instance, you will get the same password. So in other words, can we say key pair is a combination of combination of public key plus private key. So who has public key? Oh, it's okay. I'll write. AWS has public key and customer has private key. What is the private key? PEM file is a private key. None, is this clear? Okay, so what are the two different operating systems that we use? Windows, Linux. So we will be launching Windows EC2 instance also, or we'll be launching Linux EC2 instance also. Let's assume you launched Windows EC2 instance. Windows EC2 instance you have launched. What is the default username for Windows? Administrator, administrator. And how do you get the password? Using PEM file. And what is the protocol that you use to connect to the Windows machines? What is the protocol? What is the protocol to connect to the Windows machines? RDP, starting basics. Right? To connect to the Linux machines? SSH. To connect to your applications? HTTP. Remember three things, very important. To connect to the Windows machines, RDP. Which port number? 3389. If you want to connect to the Linux machines, SSH. Port number? 22. And if you want to connect to your applications, what is the protocol that you use? HTTP or HTTPS. What is the port number for HTTP? 80. HTTPS? 143. 443. Okay. So protocol here is RDP, which 3389. So for Linux EC2 instances, what is the default username for Linux? EC2 minus user. And protocol SSH on port 22. For Windows, see here. For Windows, How do you connect to the Windows EC2 instances? See, every laptop has something called, see here, see there. Every laptop go here and then search for remote. And do you see here remote desktop connection? This one. So this is the tool that we use to connect to which Windows EC2 instances. What is this tool called? Remote desktop connection tool. What is this tool called? Remote desktop connection tool. So this will be there already in your laptop by default. So we'll be using it. So for Windows EC2 instance, what is the tool that we use? For Windows, use remote desktop protocol client or connection, whichever it is. That is for Windows. And how about for Linux? And for Linux, there should be some tool to connect, no? And what is the tool that we use is Putty. Which one? Putty. Which one? Putty. P-U-T-T-Y. Putty. Putty is one of the tool that we use to connect to the Linux machine. Many people have so many tools. So you will go with MobaXterm also, and you go with Bash also, right? And then Git Bash also you use. And there are so many tools available in the market, but we all should be in the same page, no? What is the tool that we use to connect to the Linux machines? Putty. But the problem with Putty is, Putty doesn't support PEM file. To retrieve the password, it doesn't support the PEM file. So what we need to do is, we need to convert. Okay, see, Putty doesn't support PEM file. And what does the Putty supports? PPK file. What file? And then we need to convert this PEM file to PPK file using a tool called Putty generator. What is that? Putty generator, or call it as Putty gen, whichever it is fine. So which is the tool that we use to connect to the Windows machine? Remote desktop connection. Which is the tool used to connect to the Linux machines? Putty. Putty supports PEM file. Putty support what file? PPK file. And what we need to do? We need to convert PEM to PPK using what tool? Putty gen. That is one time. If you convert it one time, that we use for long. Okay. So if you have, of course, we have few more minutes. Should I give you one extra? Yes or no? You tell me. Yes, if yes, yes. Okay. Advanced topic. This is useful for your real time. See, first understand the problem. So I have 20 DevOps user, 20 developers, for example. I'm not taking more, 20. DevOps developers. How many? 20. How many PEM files do you create for this? 2 you create. So the PEM files will be with whom? You are, or those 20, 40 people are? Who will create this PEM file? You. You will be creating the PEM file, and that PEM file will be with you only. Will it be with 40 people? So it will be with you. Listen. These 40 people want to log into their 40 EC2 instances. And they need to know the password. They need to know the password. Is it possible for them to retrieve the password? Who has the PEM file? We have the PEM file. So the users, 40 users, can they retrieve the password? No, because they don't have the PEM file. So what should they do? They will call you. They will call you. You are the only one person. How many people are there? 40 people will start calling you. Babu, password, 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 password. How many times? Will you go mad or not? Yes or no? So everyone will start calling you, give me the password. So the job is only to retrieve the password? No. So you get mad, you get frustrated. Then you decided that, Arey bhai, don't call me. Let me give the PEM file to you. Is it good to give the PEM file to 40 people? Because PEM file is the main key of the EC2 instance. It is administrator key. That means you have full rights. Is it good to share the share the PEM file to 40 users? Then how? You understand the problem? That is a real-time problem. Think. See here. So I am giving time to think. So Bolo. Okay. So here, how many teams are there based on this? DevOps team, developer team, support team. So each one, how many are there? 20 users. How many users are there? 20 users. So I'm just putting the scenario here on the paint. So is it good to, so how many PEM files you need to create? 3 PEM files. DevOps.pem file, developer.pem file, support.pem file. You need to create these 3 PEM files. Okay. Okay now. So is it good to give these 3 PEM files to all the people? Is it good to give these PEM files to 60 users? Answer is, what is your answer? Will you keep the PEM file with you and go mad receiving calls from 60 users for password? What is your answer? Answer is, then what will you do? We cannot. Only one key. Okay, so without any further delay, I'm just answering that for you. So the problem here is everyone needs to log into the EC2 instances. Yes or no? Everyone, all 60 users need to log into the EC2 instances. That meaning they need to have username and password. Yes or no? They need to have, everyone should have username and password. That username should not be administrator, because I need to give the PEM file for them. So that username and password should be something else. So how many users are there? So 60 users are there. So I need to create 60 users. Username and password, individual. Tej I'll create, Hanumant I create. So each and individual. So is it good to use administrator? Common for all the machines? No. So everyone should have their individual username and password. So where should I go and create this individual username and password? In all the 60 machines? No. It's very hard, right? So I need to create somewhere centrally. We discussed this topic in IIM. What is the topic? Huh? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. No. बोलो सब पूरे बोलते रहे. Huh? Active Directory. Remember? Active Directory. Domain controller. Remember? So this is the Active Directory. What is Active Directory called in AWS? Very good. Which one? directory services. So what do we do is I create how many users here? 60 users. What are these users called? Domain users. Because what is this? Domain controller. What is this called? Assume this is Boom company. Boom.com is a domain for us. So I need to create 60 users. Call it as Hanman. I don't have space. Han I'll put @ boom.com. This is here. Teja @ boom.com. Priyanka, Priya @ boom.com. Right? Should I create the users like this? How many users I create like this? 60 users. I'll create it centrally here. Then what I do is, I'll join all these EC2 instances to this domain. I'll join all the EC2. What is the word that I'm using here? Join. What is that? Join to Active Directory or join to directory. Join to the directory. Once all these EC2 instances join to this directory, now can you tell me? Now Hanmant can log into this machine, that first machine. Yes, because all these machines are already added to the domain. So whenever Hanmant is logging to the first machine with Hanmant and username and password, the verification will be done in the domain controller because that machine is added to the domain. So when Hanmant and password you have given, the information will pass to the domain and will cross check. Yes, the username and password is correct. Then you can log into that machine. So like this, individual 60 users can log into the individual machines. Do I need to share the PEM file now? Will they ask for the password now? What is the concept that you use in this real time? Active Directory. Which concept? So Active Directory is not free to do it. It's very costly. It is $350 per month. It's huge. So this is an advanced topic that I just gave you for the information for the knowledge purpose. Okay, na? Clear? But if you're ready for $350, no issues. Okay, na? You understand this topic? So, but remember, in real time, don't delete the PEM files or keep the PEM files very safe, because just in case if something goes wrong with the PEM file, you will lose the password of the EC2 instance. You cannot retrieve it. If you don't want this kind of problems, then go with the Active Directory concept. Clear? Super. Good. So take the screenshots, and tomorrow we have class. Tomorrow we have class, and please don't miss the classes. I'm saying, okay, because EC2 is very, very important. Please don't miss the classes. Take the screenshots. Done. And the second one. Okay, and the last. Okay. Okay. All right. So tomorrow there is some. Sir, your classes is very excellent, and to understand as a non-IT background, I'm able to understand all your class. Very good, na Rakshita. Very good. I'm very happy that you're able to understand. Good one. Please continue like this. Very good. And I hope everyone, not only Rakshita, all non-IT students, you're able to follow, right? That is the main goal for me. I told you in the starting days of the class, right? If I'm able to make non-IT students to make to understand, for rest of the people, it will be easily understandable. Am I on my words? Very good. Okay, Nana. So can you give the final CC for today, please? Online, CC with smile. Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next beautiful topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. And don't miss the class. See you tomorrow.